y'all, it's Pizza Hulk back here in the long, dark Frontier 500 today. You can see we've got a pile of stuff in front of us. Kind of need to look through here. And just got back in the last video from that plane crash up there. We shimmied our little butts down the side there instead of taking the long way around, and it also let us carry a ton of loot. We had, like 120 pounds worth of stuff. We managed to get down the mountain, but luckily we have the backpack that we picked up in Ash Canyon, so that helped. I dumped most of the stuff already, so I can move around a little bit. And here, how do I put? There we go. You can see a good bit of it on the ground here. We picked up some skins, a few tools, some food. Nice little pile of stuff for the interloper loot table, but we did pick up some Canadian toques. I'm going to get one of those fixed, and then also a wool ear wrap. I'm going to carry one of those around with me. So I'm going to carry an ear wrap and the down insulation. And this will be warmer, but I can wear this when it's snowing. So, and we'll replace the cotton toque with the Canadian toque. So I want to do that before I leave. I might do a couple other things sewing wise. Got a flare gun, got a pistol. And I think some of the leather, etc. So again, a pretty decent haul considering the loot table. I got a little bit of meat. The bear's out. I don't know if... Or is that a log? Oh, that's a bear. Yeah. I don't really want to get that involved. Right now. But I do want to get some food. And I noticed that the, weather's not great. But what I want to do is I want to tear up some of the clothing, some of the leather. That's going to take time, and I can do that at night. So I think what I'm going to do is use some of these daylight hours to gather up some cattails. I see another little piece of coal over there, so I'll grab that. Oh, it's a backpack. Never mind. All right. Well. I was gonna say some chips would have been nice. There we go. But yeah, I just want to get a nice. I know you can get a whole bunch around here. And that way I can take a little bit of time to do get some of that clothing going. And maybe read a couple books. And that'll sort of lighten the load as I get out of here. I didn't really know there were this many back here in this little area. Pretty set just coming back here. Where am I at here? 31. Yeah, each one of those guys is 150 calories, so that's a fair amount. Well, anyway, how you guys doing? Hope you had a good holiday, if that's what you were doing. Good times, good food, all that good stuff. Maybe you're out shopping, getting those deals. That'll come in handy. Picking up that new whatever, TV, dishwasher, video game. Alright, I think I did alright up there, and the snow's come down pretty good, so let's see. Yeah. Oh, but I could do what I said I was going to do. Yeah. Put that on. So I'll lose a little bit of warmth and wind protection, but before the insulation, that was like, you know, top prize to look for. One of them, anyway. I know we're getting towards old Barry, but he usually either he comes out on the ice or he goes back that way. I think he went back that way. If you watch the series, you know my rule on the Bears. We just respect the Bears no matter what. Yeah, this snow is terrible. I'm gonna go back inside. There's a little bit of daylight left, so I might just go ahead and I'll read a book or something. I'll have to check my skills. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he wandered off. If I'm at, I don't remember if I'm at sewing level 2 or not. Oh, good, we got some cooked meat out here. That rabbit. Oh, it must have been a tiny little piece. Didn't really do anything. There we go. Just work on that stuff for now. Okay, I got one on me. Let's see, I haven't read any of that. I think I had 2 sewing books, though. Let's see, I read any of this one. It's confusing. Okay. We'll go over here. Drop you. For some later reading. Probably finish this one right now. Perfect. Now, also this being an indoor-outdoor cabin, one of the benefits, I guess, is sort of this hole in the roof, and if it's bright enough at night, you can read. It's a lot less risky than just reading outside. Alright, let's see where we are in the sewing. Well, first of all, what day are we on? 54. Alright, we got carcass harvesting, lockdown, cooking, fire starting headed towards 5. Ice fishing, moving up to 3. Taking some shots with the rifle. I haven't done anything with the bow. Alright, so middling's above level 2, so that's good. That's good. Everything else is just kind of a bonus. I like to get it up to 3. And since we're doing 500 days, I guess I'll shoot for 5. These books will come in handy. But let me see if there's anything else. That's like 25 hours. That's a 10-hour book. So I think that maybe I'll see. And again, sometimes I start these books. Oh, I'm done with carcass harvesting. That's right. I literally just said that. Alright, so that's basically firewood. So the rifle book's probably going to have to come with me anyway because it's 25 hours. So yeah, might as well get rid of the sewing book. Should be able to get at least one more hour in. There we go. Cool. Alright. So the things that are going to take the longest are going to be the shoes. Right? Two pairs of shoes is going to take 3 hours. Or actually, we'll do that the other way. Might as well do that while I'm at it. I don't think it takes too long to tear those things up, right? I guess the socks should go too. Yep. We'll see what the weather does. Actually, let's do that. Yeah, yeah. Less likely to screw something up that way. Anyway, leather is much lighter than the shoes. I actually got a nice little stash of leather on this run. Alright, so, yeah, I mean, it looks like it, yeah, it's doing that foggy green thing. And you can see it's pretty bright here in the cabin. So, I'm betting I can read. Let's see if I can get an hour in. Oh, yeah. Well, it was at first. I couldn't tell you what changed. Because it looks pretty much the same to me. You can sew in those kind of conditions too. I would make sure that it was really actually a pretty brightly lit moonlit night, because, or an aurora maybe. Because if you're sewing and it stops, I think you lose the materials. But if you're reading, I mean, all you really lost was the time, which you were probably maybe trying to just kill some time anyway. So yeah, I think it's too dark now. We can go back to the clothing. I still got more stuff to tear up. How long do these take? 20 minutes. All right. I feel like anything that takes over 10 minutes should give you more than one piece of cloth. Maybe I'm crazy, huh? You're like, why are you tearing up the good socks? Well, I mean, they don't really have much use to me. More than cloth. I mean, it'll be good to have some spare socks. I'm not saying that. But these guys aren't going to make it, so. Some quick and easy cloth. There we go. So, really don't really have much plans for tomorrow except do some of this sewing. And basically kind of go through the inventory and start to decide what I want to do here. Well, one thing I should do, I keep forgetting to do, is drop all these pastries. I probably could keep them on the floor in here, they'd be fine, but generally speaking, if you're in a situation where you can be completely inside, you want to leave them outside. And if you're in a situation where you don't have to keep them on your person, you also want them cold. They last longer that way. Okay. So yeah, let's tear this up. And we're gonna put poor Astrid to bed. She's letting me know. I get it, I get it, I get it. But again, since tomorrow's not really anything but getting prepared, we'll let her sleep. Sounds like a fun day to be inside. Anyway. And let me get those clothing items I want repaired first. So I want a toque. And I think what I'm going to do, I might repair both of these. Let me grab both of these. Everything else I don't really care about. So, first things first, this. There we go. That's going to be warmer significantly, as you can see, than the cotton toque. And it's not fully repaired, but it goes up to, like, I think 1.9. This is 3.6. It's got better windproofing. It doesn't really matter, but that's actually a warmer hat. How's the rest of my clothes doing? Yeah. I would love to get something a little better than this, but it's really hard to beat the windproofing on it right now. Yeah, you know, again, it might be worth it to use the cloth to fix the socks. I think I'm going to. Hour and 4 minutes. Yeah, I was getting ready to say at least it's going to be 100. It usually only takes one repair. I know, Astrid. Alright. Cool. So that bumped us up to a nice 36 degrees. You know, we're now a couple of degrees above freezing just wherever we're at. So that's good. I'll say, I think clothing-wise, everything else is basically the same. Is this one or two pieces? This is only one piece of cloth. Might as well. Okay. So yeah, that's not going to do anything really for me. This is the outer shell. This is what's taking the brunt of the damage. Why not go ahead and 100% that guy while I'm doing some stuff? Alright. Let's grab a drink of water. We'll grab a spare. So 4 hours on the book. Let me look through this chest. So I'll take a little bit of firewood. The saplings, I mean, I definitely want these maples because I believe, oh, you know what? I might be able to make a travois. Only thing is I wouldn't be able to take it all the way with me. All right, so where I'm going is Pleasant Valley, and if you haven't been watching the series, then or you don't know the maps, to get here, you have to do a rope climb, and you have to do a rope climb to get out. I don't think there's any way around it. There's no way to shimmy down like I did the mountain back there. So what I'm going to do is take a bunch of stuff with me. I'm going to be overweight, but I'm going to leave it at the top, climb down, throw some stuff in a bunker, come back up, grab it, bring it down, and leave it in this bunker. So it's at least a little closer and easier to access. So the saplings will be going with me. I'll probably take some of the guts and stuff too. I'll probably take as much as I can carry. There are some things I probably just can forget about, you know. Or things I can go ahead and do and make lighter. So if I go ahead and grab these 4, I can turn those into teas, so I don't need to leave those behind. I'll grab my teas before I go. I don't need you anymore. I'm really torn. I think I'm going to leave that, though. I guess could have picked my underwears. How much cloth? 2. That's pretty. I mean, I'll leave some of the cattails behind. I'll be back here. I guess I should bring the pistol. Not too much. How's my hacksaw? It's at 55, so I'll just go ahead and fix that. While we're here, I'm just going to use the blue tools. Oh, I failed, huh? That's alright. I'll bring these guys with me. They weigh a little less.
This'll come in handy.
Oh! Alright. First things first, getting rid of this fishing boat. That's more important than a sewing boat. At least right now. Gonna read the whole thing. There we go. Yeah. Fishing score, especially late game, is very difficult to get up to level 5. So I want every single advantage on that I can get. So I'll do that. I think what I'll do... See, normally, I would think about cooking these peaches up to go ahead and get the cooking score. I think I'll skip that.
I think I can use this.
No, it's just something else you can do in the dark. Whoops. I'm just going to see. Oh, it looks like it's going to let me read. Maybe I'll just try to work on this a little bit. Because the gun kit's going with me either way. But I could leave this book behind. Perfect. Awesome. £1.10 I don't need to take with me. Alright. We need some food and water. And then we'll put her to bed. I think, well, this will give me a nice bit of calories, but it'll also top off the hydration there, is what I was thinking. No me. No me. I'll wake up sick. So sick. Alright. Let's see. I think I can probably do this in maybe like 5 or 6 hours. Let's see what 6 hours gets me. Oh, there's an aurora. I was gonna say, let's see if it lasts until I wake up. How cold is it? 2 bars. I mean, it's definitely chilly. Alright, so you're coming with me. Let's grab the definites. Oh. All right. 86 pounds, not too bad. Again, Timberwolf Mountain is a place. I said, I probably still won't even grab everything from here. I don't mind coming back. Okay, that gave me a little bit of extra weight. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna lose the tea there in place of coffee. Speaking of which, all right, I want the book, the gun, the sewing kit, and the oil. I think I'll leave those here. Oh, I wanted the leather. Huh, I might be able to get down the hill. I mean, there's not really much more I really... Oh, well, I could grab these. Oh, and I did want some guts, huh? Alright.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
102, so I mean, if I'm going to be over, I might as well be over. But, I mean, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, there's really not, you know, anything I'm leaving behind, and I'm just like, oh gosh. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I'll grab the other set of tools. Yeah, why not? Alright. I'll grab my pastries here. And I'm going to leave. Because it's not that far of a walk. Ooh. Oh, I was like, the buzzing just stopped. I'm not next to the cave anymore. That would make sense. Anyway, it's beautiful out. I still don't hear a lot of crackling and noising from this aurora. So, I mean, it's getting towards morning. It's probably going away anyway. Yeah. But I did want to take advantage of it. It means, again, it's not snowing right now. It could certainly turn into a blizzard, but it's not a blizzard right now. I just want to get moving. Get to Pleasant Valley. So again, I'll probably throw... I'm going to get over here, climb the rope. Oh, you know what I could do, though? Since well, I should probably wait. Let my food get a little hungrier. I'm just thinking, I might just be able to eat one of these pies and climb down. Depends on how heavy I am. I might be able to do it. I think I will be. So really the question becomes, honestly, how slowly do I want to walk back to the farm in Pleasant Valley? I mean, there is... I could leave some stuff at the plane crash, too. There's a cave there. Actually, maybe I'll just... I'll work it out. I'll go to the plane crash. Because like I said, I should be able... I think I'll be able to get down the rope if I eat one of these meat pies. I don't remember... I guess I'll peek in the bunker. I think maybe I left some stuff there. I don't know if it was anything important. It wasn't like a full bunker or anything. It was quite empty. But I might have thrown some stuff on the ground. Glad I got this aurora though. Look, there's like a constellation up there. I like how there's brighter stars, some that look closer and further away. But yeah, what are you guys up to? You out there shopping? Or did you do some shopping yet? You doing the online thing? Oh, you're just so over it. Well, my kid's birthday's in January, and they always hated that. Well, per usual, luckily the wind has been blowing in my face the entire way. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Goodbye, Timberwolf, for now. We'll be back. In 500 days, I'm going to have to come back to my favorite cabin at some point. Just to live and hang out. Yeah, I really like the setup there. I like the fact that there's a lot of nights where you can, you're inside safely. You can, if your gear's warm enough, or you can have a fire. You can, really just kind of read and sew at night, do stuff in the evenings.
Starting to feel numb.
And with the fatigue being lower, or more realistic. See, that's the only downside to it, I think. Is that if you're not out actually, like if you spend a day, I mean that happens in the basement too, but like, or where the other fatigue drops. But if you're really spending a day inside, or you can't do much, but or you're crafting, you kind of end up having to play around with your sleep at night. Gorgeous morning. It's super cold. It's super, super cold. I'll probably hop in the bunker and I'll warm up a little bit while I'm in there. Alright, not much of a climb, but let's put our magic shoes on. We walked a long ways for them anyway. Remember, I switched over from the makeshift to the ones I picked up because they're actually a little lighter. Oops. About half a pound. Oh, yeah. I gotta eat one of these little pies.
God, freezing.
Astrid, pull it together. Oh, almost. Alright, so I can drop just like a piece of firewood or something. There we go. Really cold, starting to take a little damage. The good news is there's a stove right here, and start a quick little fire. I always think about the Maglins. Oh, that's right. I don't have a ton of stuff on me. Anyway, I'm gonna get a little warmth going here. I might make a small thing of water,
Come on, little fire.
and then I'll probably make a tea.
Perfect.
Sure. Oh, I should have kept that going. I can relight it. All right, come here, you. All right, grab that.
Looks like a new day is dawning.
It sure is, Astrid. You made it. All right, so I can probably just use this container. Trying to think of though what I definitely don't really need. I don't need these. I could lose a couple of torches. Everything else I think I'm going to take over to the cave. That'll give me a couple pounds to do a little looting with. Alright. So that's 20 minutes. We're not that warm. I don't know. I thought I put it in there. There we go. We'll kick up the heat a little bit. I'm just hoping. I really don't want the weather to change. Yoink. There we go. We're getting triples on there now. that up. And then it doesn't really matter. Let's do an herbal tea. Okay, and then we'll go one over here. I don't think I put anything in here. Oh, I did, didn't I? Alright, well, I can bring that back over to here. And I'll drink that one. We'll grab that. Stick it in the thermos. Alright. Now as it heads towards noon, I'll have a, I'll sort of get warmer. I'm only taking one bar down now. I don't know if that has to do with, like, just with the drink that I took, or what. But yeah, I think I anticipated having more stuff when I was making that original plan. I really don't have that much, so yeah. I left a piece of wood behind, the whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna see. So the crows are telling me where this, I believe, car accident is. Yeah, here we go. And I think on my way to Pleasant Valley, I was in too much of a hurry. Yeah. Or I got turned around like I often do. Doesn't look like too much going on though. I wasn't expecting too much. There we go. Oh, there's a pry bar. So they made checking the trunks easier. I mean, I have one with me, but if I hadn't, that would be a score. Again, the meanest. Oh, there's a Polaroid or something. She's been hoarding those stems and hiding them in the piano. I was gonna say that's probably up there in the town. Okay. A tiny little mystery to solve. Sure. Anything for you? Nope. Just the pry
This
bar.
stuff will come in handy.
Oh, the interwebs are acting up, so who knows what you've been seeing. Or are seeing, right? I don't know. I was gonna say, I still have my... Onward, folks. I'll work my way back here. Now, I can't remember, unfortunately, if I checked the houses or not. I don't know. Generally, there's not too much. It's just a little bit of, like, spare wood. Excuse me. Spare wood. or but there's a basement that can sometimes have some decent loot in it. So even though I left some behind, I want to look through this area, through the plane crash and through the I mean, mainly through the plane crash. Looking for clothing items. Uh, some in case I need some replacements or spares. A leather jacket anywhere would be great, but mostly I just want low end, lightweight, socks and hats, right? And then I can do some quick and easy repairs on them. Whoops. For some sewing skill. Which I'm going to need a nice stash of clothing to basically repair over and over again if I want to get the sewing skill up to level 5. You can't, you pretty much have to have like a couple of stashes. So I usually have a stash of clothing here, one in Coastal Highway, and there's a Wolfie boy, and one in Milton, and I just kind of go back and forth to those places anyway, whether it's for looting or just to live in different spots. But those are 3 good places to have a good pile of clothing that you can put together. There we go. And repair over and over again. Those places also have plenty of
Nobody needs this anymore.
curtains. And things like curtains to give you cloth. So you can make those repairs. So, ooh, take that, be sure. That'll be my new sweater. All right. But yeah, I like to pop in here whenever I can if the weather allows it as part of my exploration of the plane. The lower difficulties, you're gonna find some. You can find some pretty good loot in there. So keep that on your list of places to definitely check out. But you did hopefully notice the wolf back here. This area is danger. I think there's a container over here, and then we're going to go hit the plane crash. Fog's coming in. But luckily for me, the part that's hardest for me
Looks like this has been here a while.
in this part of this journey is done, where I tend to get, lost. So. Just going to work my way back over to the plane crash, start going through all the suitcases. I got plenty of time.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
The tea I drank is worn off. I'm not taking too much temperature damage though. But if we look here in the flask, I can pull this one out and drink it and gain more warmth if I needed it. It doesn't last forever. It's going to cool off here eventually. But you can take that cup back out, set it by the fire, reheat it, store it again, or drink it. But I believe it holds up to 3. And that's something else I can do. I'll eat another one of the meat pies. Now, normally if you come from this direction, I haven't been here first, this door's closed, but there's nothing to it. You just click on it and it opens.
I'll take it.
So yeah, that, you're going, that's not really useful. But again, if I'm just going to sew it up over and over again for the sewing skill, then it kind of doesn't matter what I pick up. I think I looted this little area already. Alright, that's empty. Can you reach that one? Uh. Now we'll start getting a little colder. I think the torch gives you a +4 degree bonus. Yeah. But a reason, I mean, and again, on Interloper, you just, a lot of these things you're going to open are just going to be empty. But the way I look at it, the more opportunities I have to open things, the more chances I get to get something out of them. And for Interloper, this place has a lot of little things you can open. So hopefully, like I said, I'm just looking for socks and, I mean, yeah, leather for down the road. That's perfect. Baseball cap, again, lightweight. Look back here for the dead lovers. Aw, there's only one this time. Sometimes there's 2, and see how the hand's stretched out? Sometimes there'll be another one here with their hands stretched out. I call them the dead lovers. I don't know. It could have been just 2 people who were like the last people freezing together.
This will come in handy.
Nice. Backup pair of socks for sure. I know I checked it, but my brain says look at it again. Alright. Anyway, you'd think in theory... Oh, I see I looked at this one. What was this? What you hear all the crows and stuff, but you really don't get too many feathers out of this. I haven't, ever. And you get some, but you can see there's none around this lady. Oh, here's one.
I think I can use this.
We sure can, Astrid. We sure can. So yeah, all the little lightweight things, to me, are what I'm really looking for. Again, that thin wool sweater is going to come in handy. I definitely am going to be wearing that, but...
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
If everything I was opening was a 2-pound, 3-pound jacket, we'd get weighted down really quickly. So yeah, Stalker and below, expect a ton of suitcases and a ton of loot. And probably some really good loot, too.
Hope nobody needs
I
this
think
anymore.
expedition coat or snow pants or combat pants. Usually there's something pretty good in one of these suitcases. Alright. quick peek over the hill. So my cave is back that way. I when I walked past, I was like, well, if I took that one piece of clothing, I'd probably check this piece of airline wreckage, but I'm gonna double check anyway. I got more feathers out of the deal, so I guess it was worth it already. Let's see. Did you look at you? No. I'm thinking I didn't. Look at these guys. Oh, I did. I checked them. All right, good for me. Okay, I don't really even think I need to stop it. You know. Oh, I forgot to check the bunker. Oh well. Ooh, there's the fourth maple. I got everything I need for it. Oh, there's... Ooh, perfect. I can get... I can mount... I'll be able to make a travois. Now, can you use them in a cave? So, like, from here to Blackrock, you don't go through any cave system. It's kind of like how I walked here. You just kind of walk through a little space, and then it says, oh, you're leaving this place and going to here. But it takes a cave to get to Mystery Lake. Now, Mystery Lake has multiple places you can leave from and get to that you don't have to go through like a cave system. So I wonder if I should wait and build the travois there. I'm assuming you can probably take it back apart, but you probably lose some of it, you know. Yes, I know. We have a lot of stuff on us, and we're in a cave. So, let's eat this last pie from this stack. And that'll get me up to about 105 again, yeah. Moving a little quicker already. And again, the reason I don't check the deer carcasses, if you check them, they disappear. If you leave them alone, they'll be there for a good while. I think forever. But just like a human body, you can always go back and pick up feathers from it. Or, if you need it at some point, some meat, skin, and guts. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I mean, I did pretty well at the airplane clash. It might not seem like it got a lot. And especially if you see any of the videos I've been making about the Pilgrim mode. And some of the modes. But this guy is always floating. They've never fixed him. But yeah, that was a pretty good amount of loot for Interloper. Now, I'm not saying anything's out of whack on this one. I'm just because, again, when you're dealing with random number generation, you get what you get. Sometimes you get a stacked area, or you know, on Interloper you can open a container, and I think you can sometimes find more than one thing. And one thing I've never done here is look for the other cache. I don't really remember what I've got back at the spot. Anyway, so when I do go back to Timberwolf Mountain, I have this big pile of cattails waiting for me. Oh, that old crappy food. But, again, cooking level 5. I don't have food poisoning on anyway. Guess we'll see what we get out of it. But basically, I'll show up what I would normally show up with. A couple pieces of cedar, some coal, and whatever. And sticks. But there's a big pile of sticks, coal, firewood on the floor, ready to go. Food and water. Just show up. Get settled in, start hunting, you know. But we're cruising right along. We're almost up to the farmhouse. Now this is where I always get a little torn on what I should do and what's easier. I find the way that I deal with this region, let's be clear, the way I do it, the way I deal with this region, it makes it so it generally isn't easier if I make 2 bases here. So there's going to be like a small base at the farm, right, and a larger base more than likely towards the town. Now I'm talking about Pleasant Valley and how it's not pleasant and how it's full of bad guys. Believe me, like I said. Now when we were here last time, I don't think I saw much of anything. But wolves everywhere, all over this farm. Bears come here. You also have deer and rabbit all over the place, but and hopefully I will remind everybody about the screen porch. It's a way to get out your door and have a look around safely. Well, the sun's coming out. I don't know if it's going to get foggy or actually get sunny. We'll see. But think about your approaches as you're coming in. Bear could be anywhere. All up in here. All, like right up there by the front door. Wolves you saw back here. Let me get the rifle out. So back there, also a lot of wolves in that area. Just over this hill. And there's some deer that hang out right there. There's one. And bunnies up by this utility place. But with this little screen porch, whenever you want to come outside, you can at least get a look around. You can crack open the door. You got to open the door to get a listen. But it's better than just popping out in the other 2 doors, hoping for the best. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick inventory of what got left behind. Okay, perfect. I was hoping for some cooking goodies. Oh, hello. Oh, yes. So the stuff that can make some of these recipes, I'm going to keep a bit more visible. There we go. And then most of the rest of this stuff is just going to get chucked in here for now. Okie dokie. Well, let me think about this. Let me get some stuff on the ground. I really kind of wanted to build that Travoy. Oh, these are ready to go. Perfect. Now, some of those are almost ready, but I would still have to wait for one to cure. So now that we get a look at the score, and I'll just keep this on me because, like I said, I'm gonna repair that, and it's gonna replace this sweatshirt over here. I mean, I didn't have much in here to start, so that's not bad. And I haven't really even looted this Pleasant Valley at all. That's next on the list, looting Pleasant Valley. So I could probably get quite a bit of clothing. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. For Interloper, most definitely. I'll put a couple pieces of gold in. Alright, pretty much everything else I'm just going to chuck in here for now. Cool, got 2 gun cleaning kits now. Huh, I must have left the sewing kit behind. I was fairly certain I had one. Alright, that's a bit more realistic. Wandering around, wait. Yep. I was like, something's still off. There we go. Okay. Let me see about... Yeah. Do I need anything in this? A little bit. No, I'm sure that liquid is cold by now. Yeah. So you definitely get some extra time with it. Alright, what I'm going to do, weather permitting, let me grab that. Now that I think about it. Oh, we got an archery book. And a shorter shooting guide. Alright, so let's put that away. And we'll grab the shorter shooting guide for now. I'm going to start heading towards the town. There's like a big kind of industrial barn type place along the way. I think I'm going to stop in there on the way and just get it done. But if possible, I'm going to try to get to Thompson's Crossing before the sun goes down. Get those. But definitely get the barn place on the way there looted. Uh, get to the community center, get a little set up. There's a 6-burner stove there. This way, which would definitely come in handy. Oh, I tell you what I could do too. So it's nice warm or a nice sunny day. So let's put on. Oh, look at that, 38. Perfect. So you could switch back and forth between the two insulated, and that way you've always got the max warmth instead of the, you know, the ear wrap gives you a little less of both the windproofing and the uh, warmth. But like I said, it's got, I think it's like a 20% waterproofing on it. I used to run with 2 ear wraps if I could get 2 ear wraps. You know, before they had the insulation in the game, and that way when one would get soaked, I could just switch it out for the other ear wrap. Now it just makes a lot more sense, especially in Interloper, to walk around with the insulation. Now the insulation, if you had 2 pieces of those, is going to be way warmer. But again, to me, the real benefit comes from keeping your moose hide bag protected. So I figure I make the compromise, and I have something with waterproofing for those really bad days, and this for the nice days. That's the idea. There's a nice, I think it's birch. I think there's some birch back there you can get. You can hear the boys and girls out there singing. Yeah, I forget wolf packs. I always think of wolf packs and lions like being similar. I think it's because, you know, like the female lions do most of the work and the hunting. And I know the female wolves, but the female wolves are in charge. I do believe of all the pack activities. Sometimes, in any mode, doesn't really matter the difficulty. I don't see any here today, but obviously in the lower difficulties, your chances are going to be better. But you can find some arrows. Sometimes they're intact, sometimes they're broken. tend to find much in these tractors, but they're available to look in. I think the most important tractors in Milton, and sometimes you can find a key inside of it. But the majority of stuff is going to be in this big barn here. Now, lighting's okay here in the daytime. Again, all the lighting I think used to be better. But truly, I guess if you're going for what is more immersive, then the darker places is probably a little more realistic. Again, this is a treasure trove. It can be a treasure trove. And Stalker and below. We'll see if we get anything. Yeah, I'm looking around these hay bales for a reason. There we go. Glad I found something. A lot of times you can find little things hidden back in these little spots. Look under everything. Look under tables. Look. They love to stick little tiny things that can be super important in and around. You can get in this truck and you can sleep in a vehicle. It's usually warmer in here. And I think in this one in particular, if you have the fire going, I think you can get warmth while you're in the vehicle. Let's go open some empty lockers. Now, I don't mean to sound jaded. That's just what this is. I mentioned before, I wish there was something between Stalker and Interloper. But you can kind of make that happen. I think it used to be a little better because I feel like... oh, there we go. Finally.
I'll take it.
That's a big deal. I feel like custom Stalker, or like Stalker mode used to... I don't know. It didn't give you as much as it does now. You could have runs where you could get a lot of good stuff. Sometimes, you know, in some places, they're all about these flare kits these days. And of course, if you want to spend some time breaking down crates, I'm sure a couple of these, one of these has something in it. Alright. Back out into it. You know, the funny thing is, I feel like whenever I make these videos in Pleasant Valley, the weather's pretty pleasant. And yet, I forever complain, quite, in my mind, deservedly so, about this place being just terrible weather. I cannot tell you how many blizzards have just wrecked the playthrough, or fog banks even. Because it's just like I said before, this place in Muskeg, this big wide open area, it just, ugh. It's hard to memorize the terrain, you know. It's hard for me to memorize the terrain, you know. That's a peek in here. I feel my map knowledge is pretty decent. And I've always said, you know, play in Pilgrim, play in story mode on an easy mode. Story mode's great in that you'll get a full, complete map that you can use and see everything. I don't remember if it shows you all the cattails and stuff like that, but I mean all the main area. It'll show you a whole complete map that you can look at and wander around and explore. And every time in story mode, especially if you play it on an easier difficulty, there's this point where you get to. You could walk away from the story and just survive for a while and live. I see some Wolfie boys over to the right. But yeah, you can go out and really spend time and use the map and say, okay, well, I'm here and now I know where Thompson's Crossing is, and even though I think I should come out here and make a left on, that's the way it looks on this map, I really need to go and make a right, or whatever, you know. I'm pretty good on the cattails. Anyway, you can see sort of this road, and if you look over there at that bridge in the distance, that's an actual road. You can see some power lines. You run into wolves either way. Sometimes they're in here, sometimes they're over there by that part of the road as you come into town. But I wanted to check this back area just in case there was a moose out. Sometimes there's moose out here. Not really to do any hunting, but just to keep it in mind, know where it is. Here, let's get a little drink of water. And I can see a sapling way out there in the distance. Yeah, you tell them. You let them know. I think they did a great job on the deer skin. I always thought it looks good. It'd be fun to see maybe a variety in like the antlers, but I wouldn't even have to do too many. Maybe just like 2 or 3 different types. Oh man, I saw it. There it is. Cool. I was like, man, I've been picking up maples all over this place. Won't say no to a couple more. Yeah, I think actually what I'll do is I'll do something that I don't always do in certain games. I don't like to look up a lot of stuff in the long dark. So if you're familiar with the game and you ever hear me, and you're like, this guy knows how to get around the map, he talks about all this stuff, but how does he not know this? It's just because I don't... So, I just generally enjoy discovering things a bit more in this game. Now, certain things I'll eventually, like, I need to watch some videos on the zone of contamination. I want to finish those videos. But I'm realizing, like, again, I'm realizing in that place in particular, there's a couple of caves that are just going to be mazes, like massive mazes. And if I can get a little, at least, idea, like, I don't know if I would be able to really, I don't know, memorize it by watching somebody else do it. But at least I could be like, okay, well, I remember when they saw this, they did this, they found this. You know. Oh yeah, they found this room where there was a dead guy and a campfire, so I'm at least close in this cave or something like that. Anyway, I don't always remember exactly where the moose is in here, but I'm not seeing anything or seeing any moose sign. But I thought he hung out back more towards where those deer are. It doesn't hurt to wander around a little bit too. Keep my ears open for. Actually, let me turn my headphones up and listen for ptarmigan. I would like to get to know where they are in different maps. Very useful. I mean, you could have a couple, like, I always try to think about certain things, you know. Oh, I thought it was up this hill. We got a dead guy in the cemetery. How sad is that? And, you know, again, I wish, I should probably, you know, I don't know. I always think if I did play on somewhat of the lower difficulties for some of these type of videos, people would at least get a better idea of where they might find loot. But yeah, you can find stuff in the little cemetery here. You can find stuff in the little cemetery in Milton. These churches usually don't have much. Nice pile of books usually to get fires going. And yeah, piece of cloth. Alright, I'm going to go up here to the community center. Have a quick look around, get a little setup, and then I'm probably going to call that a video. Been doing it for a minute. And I'm hungry. Time for some lunch. We got all kinds of goodies left over from Christmas. Did a prime rib on Christmas Eve. So I might make a little bit of that into a sandwich. And a big breakfast yesterday. There's a big pile of pancakes down there too, though. And a homemade vanilla type syrup. It's crazy good. I'm going to run down here because I feel like I always forget. Actually, I'm going to do a couple of things. Let's see if they hit anything in the boat. Doesn't look like it. Nothing in there. I want to see if this house is up over here. So these little houses are right on this side are always boarded up. And I want to point out again, I know where the thick ice is. Please be careful wandering around on the ice in this game. So anyway, these two little places are always boarded up. Sometimes there's a building across the way and it's down, but oh no, it's up. Wow. Alright, so this little house is hardly ever here. In any playthrough. It's usually just burnt down and broken up, and then you've got the vehicle. Now, there's plenty of stuff for the signal tower going to be laying around. I've already done that. The only signal tower I have left to activate is in Forlorn Musket. That's the last one. Well, and then I got to go back to Forsaken Airfield. I just consider this as a little score. It's a rarity. Don't expect anything like special in this place or anything. Uh, I just never get to loot this house because it's like it's always busted up. But you can see the curtains. There's plenty of curtains. There's several houses. I'll have tons of cloth for repairs. Back at the farmstead, there's a ton of curtains just all over that building. And then once you can kind of start a cycle where, you know, you use some of the cloth, you do some repairs, you use some of the cloth, do repairs. Once you get to a certain level, you know, you're going to have a bunch of clothing laying around you don't really need. So you can tear up those pieces of socks. Or tear up those socks for pieces of cloth and the hats and all the dumb stuff that you've been repairing and get some of that cloth back for your longer term situations.
This'll come in handy.
I got to get some of that delicious turlet water. Looks like about it here. Nice. Anyway, an added bonus I'm pretty excited about. I'm glad I got to show you. Like I said, it's not usually here. I'm glad I decided to go ahead and peek over here though, instead of just going straight to the community center. I feel like it's taking forever to load today. Come on, little wolfie. You can do it. There you go, buddy. Okay. So yeah, kind of excited that was there. And again, it could mean that there's even less stuff in town. I don't know. But yeah, as far as I can generally remember in survival mode in particular, I don't remember. I don't know if it about story mode or anything. It's been a long time, but I don't know that those little houses are ever really available. Alright, head back into town. And when I say town, believe me, I mean it very loosely. It's like a gas station, a community center, a little church, a house or two. Yeah. Community center, gas station, church, house. Oh, I forget they've got this little farmer's market. And this thing. Is it like Paul Bunyan's pickaxe or something? I don't know. Probably not going to find too much here in Interloper, but you can find things like a pry bar, ricey mushrooms, you know, food, backpack, saplings. In the lower difficulties. Oh, I gotta look for that, probably won't do it right now, but... whatever that stash is... Got a battery? Nah. Alright, so there's a little house here. It looks like one of those ones that's under construction. Up in here is where you can sometimes find... I think it's this one. Yeah, you can find a sapling. It's usually in one of these little bins. I don't see it. But again, on the lower difficulties, definitely check here. There's a really good chance you'll find it. Alright, so I'm going to save the house in the back, Canadian flag house, and the gas station for the next episode. I do want to try to get in here real quick. So we'll get in. And sun's going down, but actually the light in this building is weirdly decent at night. Not this part. But the main area for some reason.
I think I can
Oh,
use
right.
this.
I was gonna say, I was thinking a little bit ago, I was like, man, I haven't found matches in a while. I got a bunch from the plane crash. However, I did leave some before I came here, so. Sitting on a pretty good stack of matches. Let me see what I've got to snack on here. I think I'm going to crack this crap soda. Finish that off. The cup calories from it. Yeah, we'll do dog food. There we go. Need a crunchy or two. Back on top. Alright. Now, I'm just going to use one of these books. To get a little glow going and start getting some water down. You're like, you just put a bunch of water down. I don't like to be anywhere where I plan to be for a minute or two. Possibly could end up being a couple days, you know what I'm saying? So. First thing I want to see if there's a cooking pot in here. Not always, but a lot of times there's a cooking pot in here. Doesn't really matter the difficulty, I don't think, either. Just kind of one of the places you can find one. Doesn't look like I lucked out, though. That's alright. I'm personally not trying to walk around with the big cooking pot this time. But I do have some back in Mystery Lake.
Okay.
So I can make those big buckets of water. And it's nice to have some in some different spots. I think there was one out at the farm, right? There's definitely one out by where I came in from Timberwolf Mountain. I left it there on that little stove in the broken house.
Probably useful.
but I'm sure I'll come across some more along the way too. Now again, I've talked about how sometimes the game will
This
pick
stuff will come
something
in handy.
really weird to just be like, you're just not going to find much of that, you know? It could be whetstones. I'm having trouble with whetstones in this playthrough. It could be can openers. You never really know. So that kind of stuff could end up affecting me. Thank God I got my carrot.
Best be prepared for anything.
Anyway, it's a kitchen pantry. Shouldn't be too surprised. Got a nice pile of food there. Is that some salt up there? Look at that. I like that. That's how I do my Fallout 4 builds. Alright. Again, the smart move would be to make sure I had those pastries outside. I honestly couldn't tell you how it affects things like carrots and potatoes. I love how I found a crap piece of cured leather. Right back into it. Now you can break these down for firewood, and there's one in particular I want to break down on purpose. Because of tidying a cabinet. Well, they really were kind of stingy with this place. I mean, well, all right. I got a decent amount of food. But yeah, there's a cabinet here, and then there's one behind this table. You can take the curtain down for some cloth. It doesn't give you a lot. It's like the whole curtain. Alright, how long does this take to break apart? 49 minutes. Okay. Nothing. Alright. But I checked it. I feel good about checking it. Alright. Quick grab. Well, yeah, we'll grab a couple torches. Right now, I believe there's some little beds here. I don't think, you know, it matters whether I sleep in that or my insulated bed. It really don't make a difference. So. I have a little tuna fish, sardines, whatever it is. There we go. Let Astrid get a good night's rest. She earned it. Yeah, oh, of course. Let's really read about guns for a minute. There we go. Peeker. Now, normally, again, if you're playing with bad guys, duck down before you go out the door. I just want to see what the weather's like. Woo! I am starving, y'all. Very ready to get something to eat. But I wanted to go ahead and, like I said, that little house being there just kind of kicked it in. I wanted to check it out for today. But we're moving along in the Frontier 500. We're getting a lot of the main things, main objectives that I'm looking for out of the way. Uh, and we got a good, decent part of Pleasant Valley looted. There's still a good bit left, honestly. And a cave that can have some really good loot in it. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, if you happen to catch this, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are having, a great holiday. If it's your holiday time, I hope you're having a good time. Maybe getting on the sales or doing whatever it is you like to do, or just hanging out with family, or just kicking it, playing video games, right? So yeah, y'all, if you happen to catch us at a later date or time, thanks for watching, and y'all be good to each other, and take care.